Alright guys, it's January the 6th. We just finished walking in over at the Howard Junior High. We had a good group. We had 18 people show up, so it was a very good walking trip with the bringing in the new year 2019 the right way. But you know, this week has been absolutely crazy with ever since DDP and Steve Yu put out that video of my weight loss journey. It's been crazy. It's been beyond insane. You know, 22 million views on their YouTube page. It's people are reaching out to me from all over the world. You know, my Facebook Messenger's just blowing up. Every time I open it up, it's just overwhelming. You know, the wonderful people reaching out to me, the stories, you know, asking for help, asking for advice, asking for you know, anything, telling me that, thanking me for inspiring them, for getting them on their weight loss journey. I just you know, this whole thing has just been unbelievable. You know, Messenger, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram. I mean, everything's blowing up. I think DDP's YouTube channel, where they posted the weight loss video transformation, has had 42,000 comments. I hadn't even had a chance to start looking into those. Hadn't had a chance to get through all my messengers, so I wanted to say I'm sorry if I haven't responded or replied to you. I'm trying to get to as many of these comments and messages as I can. So I thought I would make a video and let you know that I'm going to try to get to them as soon as I can. I'm just working through them one at a time, just like I'm doing the weight loss. I'm taking it, you know, 1 pound at a time, one message at a time. So, you know, thank you for all the nice compliments and all the nice comments and all the wonderful messages. You know, it's just I'm just beyond, you know, beside myself over the response that this journey, my weight loss journey, has you know, the attention it's garnered. So and I don't know what the future holds. So, but we're gonna, one thing for sure, we're gonna do it together, because I'm gonna post everything. You're gonna see whatever happens with me. You know, I don't know what's to come, but I wanted to also want to do this video because a lot of the messages I have been able to respond to are asking a lot of the similar questions. You know, so I thought I'd put this out to see if, you know, do a video and post it, see if it helps anybody answer any of the questions, some of the questions that they may have. Well, the one question I get a lot is, what scale do I use? And it's this scale here. I don't know if you can see it on the video, but it's made by Joe Bar International Inc., made in China. It's an extra wide talking scale, and I couldn't find a particular name on it besides Joe Bar, but it goes up to 550 pounds. I picked this scale because it's wide. You know, I thought I could balance on it. You know, at 475, I was having trouble getting on scales and maintaining balance, and also you know, I couldn't see the number over my belly when I'd lean over to look at the number. You know, my weight would shift, and I couldn't ever get a solid number, and I couldn't look straight down and see it. So I needed something that talked, so I could stand real still while it told me my weight. And this was the only big talking one I could find. There's one on Amazon called an IdeaWorks, IDEAWORKS, JB5824, and I think it's the same thing. I think that's the same one, by this Joe Bar International scale, but made by but sold under a different name. It looks just like mine, so I think that's the same one. Not 100% sure, but I think it is. It's been a good scale. I carried it to Atlanta, and it weighed me in at the DDP Performance Center, so that was pretty cool. It didn't break in my luggage, but it's been a good scale. I don't have any complaints. The other questions I get asked a lot are about my diet and how I got started and what exercises I'm doing and that kind of stuff. When I first started this journey, I started with doing the low carb. I mean, you know, since the 90s, I've gained and lost hundreds of pounds. Since the 90s, all my diets have been low carb in some form or another, carb restricted type diets. And I always eventually ate bread or ate pasta and fell off them and gained the weight back. But I've always lost weight, so that's the best way I knew to take off weight. So in November of 2017, I started the low carb diet. I did what I've always done, and I started walking and doing aqua aerobics. I thought the aqua aerobics would be good on my knees. That before I'd started, I'd been to an orthopedic, and he said both my knees were bone on bone, and I qualified for knee replacements. So I thought, walking and low impact water aerobics would be something that I might could do. The surgeon told me he wouldn't do surgery until I got my weight down to 300 pounds, so I didn't have a choice, but to lose weight. I started with those two simple principles, was to say yes to everything. If someone asked me, said I'll walk with you or work out with you, commit them to a time and place and go do it. Don't say we'll do it one day, and don't say I'll get around to it. Just get out there and do it. Just commit them and force them to a time, and show up when people tell you they're going to be there. And also was to say yes to new things, say yes to everything, try new things, see what worked for me. And saying yes got me into Body Pump at 5:15 in the morning. Saying yes got me to trying all kinds of new things. It got me to trying DDP yoga. Well, I lost, the first 6 weeks I lost about 40-50 pounds. I've got it on my blog. I've chronicled all of my weight loss. I'm behind. I never expected this to blow up. I'm behind on my website, but I've got maybe 7 or 8, 9 months worth of data chronicled on my website, extrausual.com. That's extra usual, just like it's spelled, extrausual.com. I've put menus, my daily menu. I just like what I put on social media. I have kept a record there of everything I've done, everything I've eaten. All the exercises I've done. You can go there and look and see everything that I've done. I think it's current up through like July, from like November to July or August. I've got to take the time to sit down and post the rest of my stuff. I've gotten behind with everything going on, but I've got the stuff. I just need to post it. I've got it saved. I just got to get it on the website. But in January, DDP reached out to me on Twitter, and I decided to try his program. He had me watch Jake the Snake's Resurrection, the Resurrection of Jake the Snake, the movie Food Inc., and Genetic Roulette. He had me watch those 3 movies before he'd even really talked to me. the resurrection of Jake the Snake shows where he and Steve Yu and his team got the wrestler Jake the Snake back healthy and able to work again, and the wrestler Scott Hall, and what all they did to help those guys, and that DVD really showed me that Jake had DDP had a good heart, and I felt like he was in it for the right reasons, and I felt like that that I ought to try it. To me, what I'd done all my life up until that point, I'd always done the same thing, the low carb, and eventually fell off and got back on. So I tried my new philosophy. I was going to say yes and try something new, get out of my comfort zone. And so when he reached out to me in January, I said, well, I'm going to give it a shot. We'll see what happens. And, hell, it couldn't be any worse than what I'd been doing. And so I committed to his program. I committed to his nutrition program. His DDP yoga is really it's really more than just yoga. That's why he termed it DDP yoga or DDPY. He's added calisthenics. He's added rehab. That's my dog. He's added rehab exercises. He's added like push-ups, crunches, things like that. As you get more into the advanced stuff, it's a wonderful workout. It's not just going through the normal yoga poses. It's all the normal yoga poses plus the other exercises that he's added in, and plus his twists on the traditional yoga poses. And so it's a wonderful program. I can't brag about it enough. But what's not talked about much is his nutrition program, and that is the DDP Yoga nutrition side of his program, which it has really changed my life as much as the yoga. The nutrition side is it's basically gluten and dairy free, organic and non-GMO. The other two movies he made me watch, The Food Inc. and the Genetic Roulette, talks about how the corn and the soy and the wheat and all of those products have been genetically modified, like to be resistant to Roundup. They've been genetically modified, sometimes with pesticides in the case of corn, and we got really no idea what these things are doing to our bodies, and so they do that to be able to meet the agriculture demands of the world, but it's DDP's philosophy that it is the way that we've altered these food that inflames our body or causes us to gain the weight that we have. And when you look at most of the processed foods, all of them have corn, soy, wheat, a product of some sort in them. And so, basically his program is to eat organic, non-GMO foods, and don't eat animals that are fed genetically modified foods, which would be most of your cattle, most of your your chickens, things that are fed the grains to fatten them up, and antibiotics and everything. He wants you to have grass-fed protein. He wants you to have organic, naturally raised animals fed on non-GMO type grain, or even just be as natural as you can be, as organic as cut out the stuff that we've modified or tampered with, and just eat the things that we've been eating for thousands, if not tens of thousands of years. And so that's the main tenet of his nutrition, and then he tweaks it some, and I've been a little more restrictive than his food. But basically you eat 4 to 6 ounces of protein at a setting, and veggies. And if you're gonna eat a potato, you don't want to eat it late at night with a steak. You know, you either do one or the other. And you know, he's got some routine. It's all in his books. It's all on his app, the DDP Yoga Now app. It's all there. All you've got, you know, it's out there for free on the internet. All of his nutrition information. All you gotta do is search DDPY Nutrition, and there's his whole book is under a Blue Toad app, and he puts out on his website his whole nutrition guide and videos talking about it. I mean, you know, I mainly hear about the DDP yoga, but the nutrition is just as important as the yoga aspect, and that's really changed my life, because it's opened me up to more foods than I normally would have when doing the low carb. You know, if I was doing the low carb, I wouldn't have any bread, any potatoes, any of that stuff. But now I can eat them in, you know, in small quantities, and I can eat gluten-free bread. I can eat potatoes during the day, sweet potatoes. You know, I can do some things I normally wouldn't eat. Now, how I tweaked it more is that he told me to limit my nuts and fruits and eat them early in the day. Fruit I've taken out completely because of the way it makes, you know, I just crave it. If I eat a little fruit, I just crave it. I can't stop eating it. Nuts are the same way, but I do eat nuts. I figure if I'm going to binge on anything, that's kind of my cheat food. And this week I ate a bunch of pecans and a bunch of peanuts. So I don't know what the weigh-in holds for me tomorrow, but I know if I cut out the nuts and get back to my regular exercise, I know I'll start losing again. So I'm not too worried about it. You know, I know sometimes I'm going to slip, sometimes I'm going to eat them, and I know that sometimes I just got to get back on and get to losing weight. So my exercises have changed. You know, I've gone from walking to riding a bike to swimming. I swim one day a week. I try to ride a bike at least one day a week. We walk 2 days a week. I'm still doing his DDP yoga, the DDPY. It's you know, it's what allows me to do all those other things, and you know, it's gotten me to this point. You know, my knees still hurt, but they don't hurt anything like they used to. You know, my knees have the pain has gone down a lot over the course of this journey. My back doesn't hurt as much. My hips don't hurt anymore. You know, my right knee seems to bother me the most at times. It seems to be the worst. But you know, we just keep going, keep doing it, keep pushing, and you know, my goal is to get to 175 by next year, by my birthday next year, the 31st. So we'll see. It'll be my 55th birthday. I know it's going to be tough to get there, but that's what I'm shooting for. You know, shout out, thank you, Bert Chrysler. He's the one that, him running that half marathon, man, and all the support he's given me since this journey started. I wouldn't be here without Bert, and you know, he's a wonderful guy. Shout out to DDP. Thank you so much for saving my life. Thank you, Steve Yu, his partner, for putting all this together, and thank y'all for doing that video. Man, it's changed my life as well. You know, like I said, I don't know what's coming next. You know, I gotta give a thank you to Eugenio Torres and Fresh Enrico. He's been providing me meals locally. He's a meal prep service. It's you know, he's contributed to my weight loss journey just immensely. If you're around here in the Waxahachie area, Ellis County, try out Fresh Enrico. I don't know who else to shout out to. There's been so many people to thank. you know. But we'll see where we go from here. But if you're watching this, you need to know that, and if you're wanting to transform your life, DDP has started a transformation contest, and it's I don't know the particulars, but if you do your own transformation at home, you sign up, you document your journey, you send it to him. They pick a man and a woman to win after they get all the stuff at the end of the contest, and he's saying that the winner wins up to $1 million. So I don't know, you know, but you know, if you want to turn your New Year's resolution into some cold hard cash, this is your chance to do it. You go to DDP Yoga and follow the link for the transformation contest, and he's got an app on YouTube. I mean, a video on YouTube explaining it. He's got links on his website. You know, this is a chance for you to do something good for your life and turn it into cold hard cash. So don't miss this opportunity. This is not a joke. He and Steve Yu put this together, and it's Survivor of Weight Transformation. So I encourage everybody to sign up for that. Document your journeys, and you know, try to win that money. These Steve Yu and DDP, they're nothing but inspirational people. Their goal in life is to inspire people to change their lives. And you know, I heard Jake the Snake say one time that he thinks DDP gets high by helping people. So these are truly, you know, these people truly have a good heart, and they really want to help you. So don't, you know, any help they give you, take it. These guys are amazing. And also the app that I use on the DDPY is the DDP Yoga Now app. I don't do the DVDs. The DDP Yoga Now app has all the exercises on it. You don't have to choose between this set of DVDs or that set of DVDs. It has all of the exercises on it, and plus it has a lot more exercises than you'll ever get in the DVDs. And it has cooking recipes, it has cooking videos, it has instructional videos, it has you know, tracking before you track your progress. It has you know, you earn points by doing the exercises. It's got custom workouts. It's got all kinds of stuff. It's just a complete package. It's a great tool, and it costs about $100 a year if you pay annually. I mean, the DDP Yoga Now app is the way to go, and you know, I can't encourage you to buy it enough. You know, I wanted to shout out to a couple of people. You know, I don't want to get their names wrong. There's a lady from Scotland who started her quest on Twitter, and she called me out as being an inspiration, and she put it all out there in a video like this, did a video record, and her name is Lauren Hunter. Give her a follow. Her Twitter handle is at F as in Frank 0969 2 F as in Frank 698 B as in boy 0481. Her name is Lori Hunter. Check out her video on how brave and courageous she was putting herself out there, and help her lose her weight. Another one that cited me as inspiration is Daniel Emery Taylor. He's on his own weight loss journey. That's at D Emery Taylor. That's at D Emery is EMERY Taylor on Twitter. Follow his journey. You know, there's been a whole bunch of other guys. There's Nick. He started his journey. He's at the Campus Life Guy, but there's no E in life. Nick at the Campus LIF Guy, and follow him. I can't tell you how many people have talking about their journeys and following along. Aldo Fernandez is starting his journey at Care Values. You know, these are just the people I've been able to see their messages so far and follow. You know, it's I can't tell you how many people have reached out to me and said, you know, they're in the same boat on the weight. They knew what it was like to be 475 pounds, and you know, to you guys, I just want to say, you know, if I can do it, you can do it. There's nothing. There's no magic pill. There's no magic diet. There's no magic exercise. You just gotta, you know, just one day make up your mind and just do it. You know, just start working toward it. It's going to be ups and downs. There's going to be highs and lows. There's going to be good days and bad days. There's going to be days you want to quit, and there's going to be days you cheat. But just remember, that's one day. Get up the next day. Start back on it the next day. You know, it's this is something. It's a marathon that we've got to do the rest of our lives. You know, we got to do something different if we want to be different. And you know, I don't want to be 475 pounds anymore. I want to, you know, I want to be 175 pounds. I want to see what that's like. So, to you guys, I say thank you for the follow. Thank you for inspiring me, keeping me on my path, and thank you for taking a step on your own and changing your life. You know, I'll keep you posted. The first video journal I've done in a while, so it's pretty cool. I got a new camera for Christmas, so I'm playing with it. But thank you again. Have a happy, healthy, prosperous 2019. Thank you.